to the show, ladies and gentlemen. It's another beautiful day for racing.
Welcome everyone to round 2 of International Racing Team's International Multiclass Series. I'm Tomi Kutashi, and today, as a sort of guest appearance, we have Thomas Yanusaitis by my side. I welcome you too.
Hello everybody, welcome to the round 2 of Silverstone.
Yeah, that's right. At round 2, we are still quite early in the championship, and you know what else was early? 1950, when the first official round of the still going Formula One World Championship was held on this very track in central England. So Silverstone is among the longer circuits, almost stretching for 6 whole kilometers, and it's also a pretty wide track, so a perfect place for some good multiclass action. Actually, it isn't a coincidence that it's a long recurring track in the European Le Mans series, and is also in the talks for returning to the World Endurance Championship, rightfully so, I think. So about the race, we will embark on soon on a 30-minute qualifying, contrary to what the graphic says, and after that, the race will be a 1-hour race with the drivers having to stop once at least, of course, preferably once, in the pits. And we will see 3 very different car classes on track today, from the first little front-wheel drive TCRs to the very well-known and popular GT3s, up to the sleek and fast LMP2 prototypes. So before we embark to the qualifying session, since we have a championship here, why don't we take a look at the championship standings? So in the TCR class, Cassoni won the first race with an enormous lead over Jaro Olehar, scoring P2, and Pranis bringing the car in P3. All 3 guys are here on today's race too, so we will see quite an exciting battle for the TCR championship. Moving on, for GT3, Theos Kriapis, if I remember correctly, starting from P2, he actually snatched the GT3 win in the previous race, with Szymon Marcek and Michał Sendersky finishing behind him and holding P2 and 3 in the championship. And if we jump at the LMP2, our fastest category standings, Kamil Lenarczyk with an amazing first to last to first performance in the first race. He took an amazing win. Johannes Huan and Santo Nicola tailing him in P2 and 3. So the qualifying session will start in about just a minute. What are your insights, Thomas? What will we see in the qualifying today?
It's gonna be a lot of close racing. I can see from pre-quali results. Where is it? Yeah, So basically from pre-qualifying results, I can see on LMP2, Gussus has set a very fast lap time, 1:48, and the closest one is 1:49. So we're gonna see a lot of close racing on there just from seeing a pre-quali. It's gonna be interesting to see how it's end up in qualifying. Is Gustav still gonna be the fastest on LMP car or not? Maybe the Lennart Seek will get the fastest lap. Let's go to GT3. Ecombo has set the fastest lap with 1:58. And the closest one was Sandersky with 1 minute and 59. So we're gonna see a battle in there. If I'm correct. Cannot see if he is racing in here.
Who are we talking about?
Ecambo. The team, but I don't think he has entered. He told in the Discord later that he had some problems with electricity. So
Yeah, so far he is indeed not on the leaderboard of the GT3 class, which is a shame. Looking at that, he has set quite a dominant lap time in the pre-qualifying.
he could have been the fastest driver on the GT3 class.
Yeah, I mean, last time I checked, the guy had like a 2-second lead over the others in the pre-quali server.
So it's quite sad that he's not gonna be with us for today's round. Okay. I mean, we're still gonna have Sendersky and Marzek, two Polish guys battling out on the track.
That's
If I'm
right.
correct. So, and after that we go to TCR, that the best lap time was set with. Okay, so best lap was set by Oliar, 2 minutes and 11, and just 800 behind the Kozoni. So we're gonna see a lot of battling on TCR. Two guys battling out with front wheel drive, no ABS. It's gonna be a hell of a race. Because driving with no ABS is very hard, especially on the close racing. Have anybody set any laps yet? Okay, not yet.
No, the first guys are just started to go on their first hot laps, with Sandersky starting the qualifying session with the first timed lap. But the LMP2s are actually rapidly approaching behind him. As I can see on the map, the field is quite bunched up. They didn't quite stretch themselves out for the qualifying session, which is kind of interesting because, especially in a multi-class qualifying session, traffic can be very deteriorating for your lap times.
I mean, yeah, letting off gas or just braking before the first corner is. A lot of people, especially, do that in Pro Series to have a bit of gap to the other people. If somebody does a mistake on one corner, so they wouldn't mess up their lap. And it's quite interesting that they're driving in trains, basically. As we can see in Sendersky's LMP cars are catching up to him.
Yeah, true. I mean, so far this is only lucky for the LMP2s running at the back of the badge, because we cannot negate the effect of slipstream. Of course, getting some good tow from the car ahead of you is never a bad thing. But at the same time, especially the qualifying, as we could see from 1 second in the screen, if the guy makes a mistake, that with pretty high chances that will screw up your lap time too. So you need to be very mindful of how close do you let yourself go to the other guy. Oh, and Sendersky shows it away. But he did set a first lap time, luckily for him, although a 2:0.1, which is, well, actually looking at the pre-qualifying results, not too bad of a lap time. but still not the 158 what Cambu has set. And in the LMP2 class, it's Multiclass who is leading with more than 2 seconds of lead. Of course, we are just 5 minutes in the qualifying session, so everyone has pretty much only done one fast lap. And I'm pretty sure we will see some vast improvements on lap times as we are progressing with the 30-minute qualifying session. But Multiclass definitely set a very good benchmark lap for and a good example for all the other LMP2s on the grid.
I think he can do a lot better. Pre-qualifying, he's done a 48, and he is quite a consistent guy, as we can have seen in the Daytona race, and special events. And it's sad that he wasn't around for the first round of this championship. I think he would have set a pretty good example for people how to race, what to do, how to be consistent.
That's
But
right. So
let's see.
yeah, I'll be aching to see how he can fight it out with Lenartic, the winner of the first round. All I see is purple scepters from him, and he actually did improve a good half second in his lap time.
Well, he is inching closer to 48 now. Well, I mean, yeah, 48. Closer and closer. Only 3 tenths up should be up, and he's gonna get into 48. That's pretty good laps, though.
Yeah. Also, let's not forget that we have 3 classes on this track, by the way. So in the TCR standings, Olehar is actually leading ahead of Kasuni. Adam Kasuni snatched the qualifying win in the previous run, but Olehar was actually ahead of him in the pre-qualifying standing. So these guys can absolutely set a good lap time. But on the race, Kasuni, well, absolutely beat not just him but the whole TCR field. He's a real menace on the track. Really not one guy to mess with. A real strong force to be reckoned with.
And they're both driving the Hyundai. That's quite interesting.
Yes, actually, the
I know
Cupra
that
is.
Adam kind of like the Cupra a lot, but choosing to drive the Hyundai is quite interesting to see him in that car, especially.
Well, I guess this could be like when doctors advise you to have a diverse diet. You cannot just drive all the same cars.
They should be quite similar to the driving style. They're still front rear wheel drive. I think the Hyundai has a bit longer wheelbase, as it looks like. They should be quite similar to the Cupra. Maybe he just wants to feel a bit different while driving almost the same car. And they're only like 4 tenths. Oh, Adam Cazzoni is in P1 at the moment.
Yes, he did ditch the provisional pole position from Olear.
They're only like what 4 tenths from each other. So they're quite. It's quite close. The P3 has done 2 minutes and 12. Noyos Pranes has done 2 minutes and 12. M. Silverio has done 2 minutes and 13.8, but
I don't know whether
let's
it's
see
a
how.
coincidence that the last driver is the only one driving a Cupra. Maybe that could explain that the Hyundai is more popular among the folks.
I mean, I hope that Silverio will win this. He's the only guy who chose the Cupra, and he's the only different guy. We only have 4 drivers, but he's the one who chose to drive the Cupra, and I know he's quite fast though. He should be able to maybe even catch up to the top 2 guys, to Kazan and Oliver, and be quite similar pace with them. let's see how it ends up in 20 minutes though. It's a long way to go. There's still quite a lot of laps you can do.
Oh wow.
And here we have.
Well, that's what we get if we... I mean, that's what you get if you put multiple classes in a qualifying session. It's some real extra pressure, because racing with multiple classes is one thing. You just need to go around them. Everyone minds their own business. But when you are on the very edge, pushing 110% of your skills, trying to set the fastest lap you can just set, possibly with that specific car on that specific track, a car going slower ahead of you or a faster car approaching behind you is a real mental obstacle. Not just in the track, but also you need to learn how to deal with that, and you need to learn how to make use of the few laps you can go in clean air without any traffic hindering your lap times. So that definitely adds a little more spice to any multi-class championships when not just the race but the qualifying session is multi-class also.
I mean, yeah, especially when you're catching up to the slower guys in the corners. On the straight, it's quite easy to pass TCR or on be passing the GT3 bus. If you catch somebody, and now you can see that a lot of people are like all over the track, and it's not a train anymore. So you will not have any clean lap anymore. It's quite hard to get that, especially when there's GT3s and TCRs even that are way slower. So it's gonna be interesting to see how everybody does even on the race manages the traffic, because that's one point of multi-racing traffic management. So let's see how they gonna do that.
Absolutely, as we're talking, by the way, Martek snatched the P1 in GT3 with a 1:59.4, our first sub 2-minute time in the GT3 class. And, well, more than 7/10 of lead ahead of Sanderski in P2. That certainly puts some pressure on the other guys in the class.
.8. So he is, I think even he's done a best lap right now. Did he improve his pre-qual? Yeah, he has done a better lap than in pre-qual. In pre-qualifying he has done a 48.9, and qualifying he's already improved by 1/10. So he has done his personal best right now.
You can absolutely be sure that Multiclass absolutely means some business here. I mean, to be fair, he and Kasuni are the only alien license guys on World Sim Series on this grid, so I guess you would kind of expect them to be a dominant force in their classes.
I mean, yeah, but sometimes even the AM people, like, you can see them quite beating even alien license pilots. So there are some like some people that are quite fast but doesn't want to grind to the alien racing on the other series. So it's quite. Yeah. Right now we have alien. There is behind Leonard Zeke. If I pronounce it correctly, it's a Pro-Am driver.
Yep.
Jen is Pro-Am, and Koloff is AM. We do have a very mixed grid of Pro-Am, and some rookies even. It's quite mixed grid in here.
Absolutely, it's a very diverse roster of drivers. Although in GT3, the most of the drivers are in the M license. But I mean, as you said, maybe the license tells a little bit less than the rating, for example.
I mean, yeah, with rating you can see basically how good they're doing. With safety rating you can see how well they're doing in race with incidents, and with rating you can see how well they're doing with how high they can finish basically in the race in their class. So we can. Okay, they haven't done. Anybody haven't improved anymore?
Yeah, lap after lap after lap, but Lenartzi just cannot get closer to Malakauskas. It's baffling to see a more than 1 second lead in the top category.
Well, I really hope that Janarski can improve and be half a second closer to Augustus, so we can see in the race some very close racing in Olympic cars. I mean, it's multi-class racing, so if Gustas catch up people and on corners like a TTR, especially on the corner part, he will slow down a lot. So, and that's the opportunity for Lenarski to catch up to him.
Oh, absolutely. With traffic like that, you can win just as much as you can lose. Let's not also forget about Hyun, who finished P2 both in the qualifying session and the race in the last round, and is only just as I was going on with my sentence, Lenartic did a vast improvement on his lap time, with bettering with almost an entire second. So I was about to say that Hyun was only like 2/10 away from P2, but well, now he has just about a bit more than 13 minutes to improve more than a second. Or no, not more, but at least a second on his lap time if he wants to repeat the P2 he got in Daytona, at least as far the qualifying session goes.
Yeah, but what I was saying that you're gonna see a lot of closing racing on P2. Gustas and Janarski. It's gonna be a very close racing. It's only 2/10 from each other.
Absolutely, it's cooking up to be some great competition on track.
I don't want to say that I'm some kind of I've done some kind of black magic, but I asked only for for 5/10 down. Well, it's only almost a second down from his previous lap, so it's quite good that he's driving so fast, and I hope he can do the same in the race and not bottom out or something like that, and keep that kind of pace up in there to give some Malakowski some good battles.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard about the commentator's curse, but I think you just commented the commentator's blessing.
Let's don't forget what we have in here. And he combo. Oh yeah, he's racing.
Yeah, and he's not just racing; he's leading by more than half a second in GT3.
So he did come back, I guess.
Unfortunately for the other GT3 drivers, that is.
And I think we really hope that he fixed his electrical issues, and he will not have any of that during the race, though. And we have only over a second. I don't think there is gonna be a quite good battle for P1, but I can see some water stalled for P2 and P3 basically. Sendersky and Marzak only 1/10, not even that. They're very close to each other. I wonder what's gonna look like during the race with all the traffic and stuff like that.
Oh, they put an absolute show for us in Daytona, I remember, so I'm really expecting this from them to do the same here in Silverstone. Let's also not forget about Skriapis because although he's right now 10 minutes before the end of the qualifying, like only of course, relatively only holds P4 in the qualifying session. He did finish P1 in the Daytona race, and interestingly so there we could see him in the BMW M4 GT3, and he did a switch. He's with the Lexus now. I wonder what's the reason, because far as I can tell, everyone else who was with us in the first round goes with the same car as they did in Daytona.
Maybe he's trying to switch something up. Maybe he didn't like how the BMW feels in Silverstone. Because Daniel has driven the Daytona preparation, stuff like that, for the special events of World Sim Series platform for 24 hours. So yeah, I don't think he had any other options than to drive a BMW in first round, as he had a lot of practice to do that, on that track. But for Silverstone, maybe he feels a lot better with Lexus. Maybe it's a bit more on the ground the car for him. He can feel it, he can drive it, and he can improve a lot better with it.
I'll be very curious what he can cook up in the race, because if he can manage to just score a podium, let alone win the race, we could say that he's a real jack of all trades.
We shouldn't forget about TCR cars. What is cooking inside there? Adam Kazan is in first place.
Yeah,
and
but
Silverio
Silverio
is
with the
second.
Cupra is actually second. So
I told you don't go that fast.
you're
You know?
absolutely right.
You can see
Let's
that maybe I told you the Silverio is quite fast, and we're gonna see Adam Cazzoni, Silverio, and the other person
Oh, I wasn't
battling
talking
out.
about Silverio. I'm pretty sure he's a fast driver. I was talking about Cupra, and he's interesting. It's just interesting that he's the only one using it. But well, seemingly he can put it to good use, so why not?
Yeah, I mean the Cooper is quite agile car, as you can see. He can put down a quite good lap. He's already in P2 of the qualifying. He has he's around the second from Cazzoni.
Yes, but let's not forget that Lehar is only about less than half a tenth second behind Silverio, so the Portuguese guy certainly cannot just kick his feet up in the pits.
He still have 7 minutes to improve though.
That's right.
So we're gonna see in these 7 minutes. I think there's gonna be a battle for second place. Olier is trying to catch up to M. Silveria and improving to get that second place. So he can try to battle out for P1 inside the race. I mean, the race is 1 hour long, so it's gonna be a long race. The first corner doesn't matter. No, I don't win the first corner, but still, it's better to have to be a bit higher than battling out the P2 to get P2, P1.
Well, so far it does not look good for Olehar. If we're looking at his sectors, I'm seeing only yellow here.
I wonder if he overused his stars on the pre-lap and maybe he had burned some because on the TCR if you brake very hard and you lock up the front tires, you're gonna get a bald spot, and after that it's gonna be way easier to lock up again and again. You're gonna see that a lot, and especially in the race. Where the tire grip is gonna go down, and if you see a lot of one person doing that every lap, as you can see now,
I actually saw the
he's
rears
gonna
locking.
destroy
It's a interesting brake bias setup this guy chose.
Yes, that is it's very interesting because most of people are setting it to the front more than the rear. I would really like to see his driving style. why he has done that, and what is the pros and cons of that to do that. I guess he has set up the car that is very understeery. That's why he maybe wants the rears to lock up a bit more, especially in the corners. So the rear steps out a bit more than front, but it's still quite interesting to do that.
You might be right about that tire problem, because he just cannot figure to set a better lap time than his best so far. He's up by half a second. That's not looking too good for him.
So yeah, like I told you, I think he kinda destroyed his tires. It's gonna be way harder. You can see the white smoke coming out of his tires. That means he's locking up a lot. And that's not good for your tires. Not good for the tires grip and stuff like that.
4 minutes left from the qualifying session, and it is still Malakauskas leading LMP2. Although with, well, let's say only 3/10. Cambo leading GT3. And Kasuni still tops the TCR standings. So with only like 3.5 minutes left. Oh, Ewan set a P2 in LMP2. It's lovely to see two people not giving up until the very last second of qualifying, and they are only right because they have like what, 2 laps worth of time maybe here. So if there's a time to make up some positions and maybe surprise the people who are ahead of you, it's absolutely the time now.
It's gonna be very interesting to see LMP cars though. Top 3 people are fitting inside not even half a second.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
So it's gonna be very close racing. P2 and P1 is like very close. So yeah, it's gonna be a hell of a race in there.
Also in GT3, Sandersky is closing on Martek. Although I think it's safe to say he won't make it this lap. But so far on the map, it looks like he will have pretty clean air ahead of him, so he shouldn't be bothered by any traffic.
We have a TCR behind it, it's Silverian behind him, so he will not catch him. Or no? It's a Lexus. It's this Grappus is catching to the Sandersky.
Oh, they're actually
Do we see a
behind each
battle
other
inside the
position-wise.
qualifying?
Skriapis is smart to steal some tow from Sandersky.
We're gonna see some battle inside inside the qualifying. That would be interesting to see. I mean, it doesn't do anything good, nor for you, nor for the person that you're trying to race, because you're both losing a lot of time and it's basically not improve. But no, it's quite fun to see that inside the qualifying. People not even waiting for a race and battling out on the qualifying.
Yeah, we see horses behind bars just before the... I don't even know what those horse races are called. I'm pretty sure they have a distinct name. It's less than a minute left. Everyone will finish or start their very last laps. Leaders in all 3 classes are still unchanged. But This is the perfect time for some drama in all the classes. But as far as I see, both in GT3 and LMP2, the class leaders are all in the pits, so we won't see any improvements from them. However, for TCR, all 3 drivers are still on track. So first it will be Olahar, who finishes his very last lap. With those cooked tires. And he actually does improve, snatching P2 from Silverio.
I mean, Silverio should be pissed a bit about that, not getting that P2. Let's see if he can
still has one
improve
lap,
it.
but I mean, he definitely has a lot of pressure on himself. Olahar just set a better lap time than him in the very last moment he could.
I mean, he is sending around this track very fast. He's the only one guy almost left on the track. Yeah, he is the only one guy who's driving right now. He has all the track he wants.
Well, let's see if he could make any use of it.
Last as chicane. Going to the last corner and
He's really killing those tires.
and here we go. Did he improve?
No improvement. As far as I saw, no improvement whatsoever. Yeah, that's right. In TCR, Casonia took the win, in qualifying that is, setting a 2 minute 10.0, which is more than 1.2 seconds, beating Yaro Olehar, who just snatched P2 from Miguel Silverio in the very last lap of his qualifying session. And it's Noberes Pranis finishing in P4. Let's not write him off either, because he did manage to get a P3 in the Daytona race. So this is actually cooking up to be some real good racing in the TCR class. So if we move on to GT3, it's Andy Cambo who managed to get the pole position in GT3 with a 1 minute 58.3, which is also almost a second faster than Sandersky in P2 and Marcek in P3. Here, P2 and 3 are the only ones in the top spots who are actually pretty close to each other. Behind them, Skriabas in P4, who were also a highlight of the previous round, actually managing to win. But here he could only manage a P4. Let's see what he will be able to do in those 1 hours of racing. And in LMP2, Gustas Malakauskas is taking pole position with a 1 minute 48.8. Now here, a not so marginal, not so huge difference ahead of Ewan in P2, who also managed to get the second position ahead of Lenartic quite late in the qualifying session. And if I see correctly, only beating him by about 0.02 of a second. Really wondering what these guys will put up on the track. in the race. And behind him, Nagoski, also a really strong force on track, as we could learn from the Daytona round. And Gaetano Santonicola, who is, as we discussed in the previous round, a real World Team Series veteran, clocking in more than like it was 700 or something races under his belt. So, and the only guy not running at the Lara LMP2 car, he's running with the Ligier machinery. Quite a unique choice here. So this is how we square up for the race. Well, we have less than a minute until our drivers will sort this qualifying session out on the racetrack. So why not switch to the grid?
We have 30 seconds left until we're gonna see a lot of people going to the first corner. I hope everybody stays clean on the first corner and nobody's gonna go and just sends it. It's a 1 hour long race.
That's right. You don't need to win this in the very first corner.
Lights out and away we go.
Lakauskas immediately starts defending the inside line from Hyun, rightfully so. So far the grid had gotten from the start line pretty cleanly. We also, oh no, we already see a guy. It was Nagoski sent off in the first corner. Oh wow, we're seeing some door banging by the LMP2s.
It's gonna take a while until everybody is basically gets into their own race. Right now, everybody tries to make up as many positions as possible. And after that, start defending. But we will see in like a couple of laps the grid a bit expand and not being that bunched up in one place. As faster cars go away and where you can see the Olympic cars are. And we can saw one Olympic car going off track, trying to avoid
Yeah, I think it was Santonicola. He's quite far behind the pack.
I think he's trying to fight the GT3 cars.
The wrong classmate.
You should be fighting the people ahead of you, not behind them. But okay.
And Sandersky managed to overtake Campbell for P1.
That would be very interesting, as the LMP car is very slow. Does he has damage?
And Campbell goes for the move.
Free wide? Okay.
Yeah, Sandersky had to go track to avoid any sort of collision. Well, Campbell brute force himself into P1. It's just, we haven't even finished the first lap, and you already see the first position in GT3 changing hands several times.
You can see somebody getting a stop and go penalty for speeding inside the pit lane. That is 21st car, if I'm not mistaken. So it's gonna be a ruined race for him, so he only has ability to make back what is there to go back, basically. Try to salvage it if somebody wrecks and stuff like that and needs to go back to pits.
Well, it's a really shame. I mean, if he had to pit this early, that implies some damage in his car, doesn't it? Because the mandatory pit stop window only starts 10 minutes in the race, so it cannot be some extremely advanced tactic.
I mean, yeah, Yeah, it's you cannot go sooner than 10 minutes into the race. So he may have gotten some damage from the door bangings.
Oh yeah, and it's especially painful. You already have damage. You already have to pit in the first lap, and then you go in the pits a little bit faster than you should, and you immediately get a stop and go. Just it's destroying your morale for the entire race. But I mean, well, you that's why it's good that you have an entire hour to make up for your mistakes early race.
I mean, it's that you were basically you getting wrecked. The car is already damaged, and you're so angry that you just forget to brake and you just send it inside the pit lane. And after you see the penalty, oh yeah, and then you start braking. So I think that what's happened inside the pit lane. He was angry at stuff, and he just went way too fast into there and got a penalty for that. So you can already see a couple of trains. Oh, and we saw somebody did a front wheel. Or what's it called?
Yeah, I was looking at that caller who qualified sixth in LMP2. Is actually P3 now. He was quite lucky with the people going off track ahead of him.
So we have a Julian Color and Plenarski. So we don't see any close battle that I was expecting inside the LMP cars. It would
Just you wait,
be
it's only 6 minutes from the race so far. If
I
you
was
want
really
close
expecting
battles,
that
let's... Oh, sorry, go
it
on.
would be already only a half seconds from each car, but uh,
Yeah, the
still,
LMP2
there is
field,
still
it's
time.
stretched out quite a bit, especially the last two guys.
You can see a battle coming up for P2 place in GT3 cars. Only 1 second from P2. He's quite. He is kind of catching up person, Pendersky, lap by lap. So it's gonna be in a couple laps. We're gonna see a battle for P2. I can see.
Sakura Kresulin, who is B9 in class in GT3, just got a penalty. Yeah, stop and go.
It's a bit demoralizing, and yeah, he got. I cannot see if he has done it or not.
Could it be that he actually received a drive-through? Yes, he did receive a drive-through, and he was completing this. And I think he also entered the pit lane a bit too fast. So he also got a nice stop and go for himself.
And I think that kind of happens when you don't practice entering into pit lane. You just send it inside, and you forget that you need to brake before the 80 mark. Because in pit lane, you can only drive 80 kilometers per hour, and if you go above that, you get a penalty for that. From drive-through to stop and go, and even to the disqualification of the race.
Seemingly, we missed some really interesting happenings in LMP2 because Malakauskas is only P3 now, with actually Lenartzik tailing him from less than a second. Wouldn't be surprised if Ewan and him had a little clash, had a little something that set Malakauskas 2 places back.
He should maybe maybe come back. He is the fastest driver on this grid from qualifying. He's best. I mean, he can do two 200 faster than everybody else. So in the long run, he should come back to first place if he keeps it clean and on the track. You can already see first Olympic cars are catching up to the TCR people, TCR drivers. So it's
Yeah,
gonna be
the fun is just about to begin. On Malakauskas tries to scare Kolar a little bit.
he's trying to send it on the inside to show up that he's there. You should
And
watch
he
out for
actually
me.
set it up for the chicane very well. Ooh, that's... He got pretty close, but all fair and square. Oh, and Kolar loses possibly 2 positions with this.
He's trying to defend it. He's trying to stick it on the track, and I think. Does
Ooh,
he
that
do it?
was...
Oh, he
He
cuts
pulled it
it.
in pretty aggressively, but...
I wonder if he got cut for that. 'Cause for me, it looked like he did cut way too much for it. If he did it or not, but yeah, I mean, he defended it. He stayed on the track, and he was a bit aggressive with that.
But well, he did put a more than a second gap between him and Lenartic, so I call that a successful defense. In GT3, Martek is doing a siege for the second position behind Sendersky, trying to fill not just his mirror, but his mind as much as it can. It's actually lovely to see such a wide variety of GT3 cars in the grid.
You can see on the in top three of GT3s a Honda, a Nissan, and a Lexus. Yeah, I mean it's very interesting to see all Japan make cars in here. All of them are JDM cars. So.
Oh yeah, now that you point out, indeed.
Don't see any European cars in here, but
Well, it's only in P5. Daniel Fry with the Audi GT3. But I mean, he's quite far back of the 4 Japanese titans.
it does remind me of Japan race. I think that all 3 cars were battling out for the Japan title. And for Yuji, I think, track circuit. So it's basically again 3 titans are battling out inside a track, trying to get that win. And at this moment, it's not a Japanese track, but it's inside the United Kingdom. So they're going international.
Well, I mean, it's in the series name, so they better do. This is what it's all about. Martek is constantly well within less than a second of gap behind Sendersky, but he cannot quite get a good attacking position. Kind of overshot that braking. So Sendersky will have a little breathing room. but also for P6. If well, we were watching a bunch of Japanese cars, let's see a bunch of German cars battling it out for a P5 in GT3, with Fry being 145 behind Yukimchik.
I can see the two German cars are trying to fight it. I think the Mercedes has a V8 engine. It should be quite fast on the straight line. It's not that very agile on the corners, I think. You can see the Audi is going way faster inside the corners, but he is
Yeah, that's
kind of
right.
slow on the
The
exit.
Mercedes has that very heavy, large V8 engine right at the front. It's not mid-engine, as the Audi is. I love that livery, by the way, on the Audi. I don't know if you saw the little smiley face on the door. It's quite amazing. Couldn't have made it better myself.
How about the smiles that they can make?
If we do set our eyes back to LMP2, however, Monacauskas had made the position up, as we saw for P2, and now is tailing Yun in the lead. I guess trying to get a rematch for that first position.
They should. Malakowski should catch up the P1 couple of laps.
Well, he already did. It just it's one thing to reach someone, and it's completely other thing to actually overtake them. Not saying that Monacauskas doesn't have the skill for it. I'm just saying that it's one thing so you can drive a car fast enough around the track, but attacking someone, especially the caliber of P1 here, takes a whole other skill set.
It's great that we have multiclass racing, so you can use the other cars in your advantage. As we can already see, the LMP P1 is already catching a GT3 car. So you can always use the slower cars to your advantage and pass people. You can already see here, it's very close.
Monacauskas sets it up for the outside. Ooh, a little love tap.
They're going
Can
side
you keep
by
it there?
side.
Can you keep it there? He actually went around the outside for the overtake. Wow, that was lovely. I thought he will stretch it out so he has the inside line for the chicane, but no, he actually scored the overtake way before the chicane.
Yes, like I said previously, you can always use a slower car in your advantage. So as we can see here, Gustas has got top Porsche, and
That was quite an unlucky.
I think he can try to make a move in here now.
Not quite close for that, but he certainly did get a lot closer.
So the traffic management is all about in this race, how fast you can pass the slower car and where you catch it up. It's a lot of luck-based skill in here sometimes, because if you catch up a lot of GT3s or TCR cars on the straight, you can pass them pretty easily, but not in the corner, where you lose a lot of time in here inside there.
Lots and lots and lots of people getting these stop and go penalties. It's very interesting to see. What's also interesting to see is a good battle for P3 in DCR class. Brennis must have overtaken Alahar because, wow, Olehar finished qualifying in P2, but currently is P4. The TCR class guy is currently holding P2 in the championship, but not for long if the other guys manage to get the better of him like this. I did see some damage on his car, however. I'm no Sherlock Holmes, but I would be surprised if that was unrelated to him being in the last position in the class.
Maybe something happened to him inside the first few laps that damaged his car. He's trying to set it up for a pass on the Pranes.
Yeah, he's really keeping Pranis under pressure.
It's gonna be very interesting where he is setting up the pass. Where he's gonna try to just send it, or he's gonna try to wait out for Pranes to.
Oh, maybe send out
Pranes
Pranis a
did
bit.
make. I think he made a mistake and blocked up his tires.
Oh wow, that
Really
car
got
is very much damaged.
It's just a model issue, basically. I wonder how badly damaged this.
Yeah, unfortunately, we cannot see the mechanical damage the car has. Only the cosmetics. All are fighting it out with GT3. It's
One is front wheel drives, other is rear wheel drives. Both has aero, just the differences in power, and I think that is quite it. Maybe even a bit more. I think the GT3 has a bit more air on the front, and it can basically has a bit more front grip than the TCR cars. That's why we can see GT3 cars a lot harder inside the corners, especially when they have ABS on. Well, TCR has do the old-fashioned way with foot brake control.
It's almost shocking to see how many people are getting these penalties.
And it's only a 1 hour race, so it's gonna be. I think a lot of people are cutting the track.
Arctic is very unlucky with that GT3 traffic. He was really on the tail of Santa Nicola, but he will need to work that gap down once again.
I mean, once you catch up a slower car in the corner, you have nothing to do but back out unless they let you pass.
That's right, and let's not forget these GT3s were also having a battle, so...
Yeah, because it's up to a faster car to pass somebody. It's not like an F1 that you need to move aside while getting the blue flag.
Oh, and Lunartic actually got the move with Santa Nicola. The Italian driver must have done the corner exit in a very bad way, because that was a very easy overtake by Lunartic. But still, our championship leader is in P4. Not that great not a great looking of a position so far. And Kohler is still keeping the podium position of his.
Oh, there's a battle coming up for first place again.
That's right. You and Malakauskas are at it yet again.
It seems that they like to battle each other quite a lot now.
Yeah, they are having a lot of fun, I presume.
Do they have any GT3s or TCRs coming up? Yeah, they have a TCR
But a
in
few
front
corners
of them.
later.
So if they're gonna catch it up on the corner, it's quite. You could shake up the cards a bit more for Julian. And I think they will catch it up on the corner. I wonder how Gustus will use the TCR to pass Julian again. Because this is the very slow part of the track.
Oh well,
They letting.
that TCR made it easy for him. I mean, not necessarily. He lost a lot with that lapping. Markauskas can threaten him with an overtake, going on the outside like he just did
Ooh,
previously. Quite a bold
this
move, but
some close racing though. As you can see, it's
ooh,
very.
almost lose it.
That is the most dangerous corner of all of them. It's you're going full throttle and you're just sending it inside there, and you're trying to turn the car. So it's most people make a lot of mistakes inside that corner.
It's so lovely to see. We are approaching the halftime of the race, and from the beginning of the race, there's a fierce battle for the overall lead.
And again, we have a stop and go.
Oh no, it's not just a stop and go, it's actually a disqualifying. Somebody forgot to take their stop and go. So Panos from, well, he was P12 in the GT3 class. Will finish without points now.
Somebody got had a very unlucky race, I guess. I mean, he is a rookie, so you drive, you learn from your mistakes, and you come back stronger next race, I guess. You know.
Absolutely right. I mean, at the same time, these sort of longer, especially multi-class races, are like a great chance for any rookie or like a lower rated drivers to score some good rating, because and in the span of 1 hour, it's more than enough if you can be consistent. You don't even need to be the fastest guy out of the batch. If you can drive consistently and safely, you can still outscore your opponents. Well, Malakowska has shown a classroom overtake for P1, but Hyun isn't at all letting up. I presume these guys haven't been to the pits yet for their mandatory pit stop.
Let's hope they will not forget to do that because they only have 20 minutes, 22 minutes left until the pit window is closed. And if you don't do the pit stop, the required pit stop, you're gonna get disqualified. They should remember that inside their head that they're gonna need to do a pit stop earlier or later inside the series.
I don't know, maybe it would be a good time for Hyun to take that pit stop, maybe get an undercut. I mean, that's so hard to calculate here because it is so extremely hard, if not impossible, to predict that what sort of traffic will you get on your outlap after you get out of the pits.
I mean, yeah, but and you still have to after you go out of the pits, you still have to send 110% to at least overtake the other guy.
And I think I said that I expect I expect a battle between Lenarczyk and Malakauskas for P1, but Yun has surprised me quite a bit. I mean, to be fair, he did score P2 in Daytona, and absolutely rightfully so. But Lenarczyk was such a dominant force in the first race, and is right now is in P3 with a 17-second deficit.
Maybe Juin has some very bad curse, so he can only. It doesn't matter what, but he can only be in P2, as you can see from now, because he's right now first round he was P2. Now he is already P2, and maybe he can break that course and overtake Gustus and be the winner of round 2 of Silverstone.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Qualifying in Daytona and the race, he was P2, and also qualifying in Silverstone, he was P2.
So let's see if Juan can break that course of and overtake Gustus for P1 of the race.
To be fair,
It's only 1 second.
from the aspect of the championship, he is standing in quite a good position because Malakauskas wasn't here in the first round, so with Lenarczyk finishing in P3. I mean, if they would finish like as they stand on track now, Hyun may possibly get the lead in the championship. The first place gets 28 points, the second place gets 22, and third gets 17. So there's a 6-point difference between P2 and P1 and 2, and a 5-point difference between P2 and 3.
So they could be very close on the standing point, but I don't think Juan would take.
Yeah, I think it's like a 1-point difference.
Yeah,
It's a 1-point lead for Lenarczyk, which is still, I would call that a win. But of course, Yuan would be.
so Juan needs to overtake Gustus to get that championship pretty good inside his basket. He would lead by a margin from Lenarski in the championship standings. You can just keep this gap and wait out until the 5 minutes and overtake Gustas. Finish the race, he would be quite set up for the championship.
Yeah, but I mean, Malakauskas is stretching away. Now that very little traffic is bothering them, since he overtake Yuan, he has increased the lead to more than a second and a half. Oh, and that TCR is in a very bad position for the Austrian driver, as Malakauskas has the fastest lap of the race. We just like 1 second off the best qualifying lap he said.
I mean, these lap times are not very far from real life. Have a notes up, and in real life, LMP2, same as Gustas Orica, has done a 145.
He's driving at the Lara.
Oh yeah, okay, so they're not very that far, because weather conditions does a lot inside real life racing.
Yeah, as you can see, people are, as we are about halftime in the race, many people are embarking on their mandatory pit stops. For example, Skriapis from P2 just went in the pits with his Lexus. And that's certainly not a splash and dash, as he's spending quite a time in the pits.
So he is probably changing his tires too.
I mean, that's not a bad idea to have a fresh set of rubber. At the same time, let's see if he can work down the time deficit he made with that decision. So he's just back at the 4th position in his class. Oh, and Santa Nicola disconnected from the server. That's actually quite interesting to see. He wasn't holding that bad of a position in LMP2. Wonder what happened.
Maybe he had some technical problems with.
That could very easily be.
Holding a P6. And even finishing a race inside the P5, P6 is quite good because you still get some points. If you are still unlucky, it's still better to get some points than none.
With the pit stops, the field has stretched out quite a bit. I mean, the gaps are quite large. And oh, Alahar got a stop and go. Ooh, that's a real shame. One of the top competitors in TCR. The combo from GT3 was, I reckon he was P1. Just exited the pits, 7 seconds behind Sindersky.
I would really like to point out attention to what is happening inside the TCR. And Pranes right now is in 2nd place, as Adam Kazone is leading the race. 3rd place is M. Silveria, and 4th is G. Oliager, who got the penalty. So that is quite interesting position change inside there. I wonder if Silveria has done a pit stop or not. And because right now that's what I can see from the Watch Series tablet result page.
Supposedly, Kasuni and Pranis might be the 2 people who haven't been to the pits. I don't know how much I can trust the scoreboard here.
It does look like it.
With Casonia, it's really hard to decide because if there's someone who can actually make a 40-second gap ahead of the guy behind, it's him.
But I think they're gonna start doing the stops too, because their tires should be ending very fast on the chart. And what do we have here? We have a GT3 cars, Mercedes and Audi battling out again each other for 5th place.
Yeah, Yakimchik just have re-overtaken Fry because last time we checked on them, the Mercedes was ahead.
Gonna catch overtake him or not. Actually, I can see that they're battling out, but nobody is running from each other that fast. So they're quite similar in pace. So it's gonna be interesting. Another person is getting a stop and go.
Oh,
10
absolute
seconds.
madness. I'm curious whether at the end of the race we will see anyone who haven't got a penalty. Price driving the car very aggressively, trying to get back that 5th position in GT3. Also, we cannot miss the fact that V10 makes such a lovely soundtrack.
I mean, the Audi's has a quite good sound on it.
Yeah, shares the engine with the Lamborghini GT3. One of the less used cars in championship. No one has made use of that machine yet, but at least the Audi can bring us some nice V10 symphony.
If somebody is thinking about joining, pick Lamborghini, so you're gonna be a bit different from everybody else.
If talking about GT3s, do you have a favorite in the GT3 grid?
I did kinda like the Lexus how it was driving,
The
but
Lexus.
I do, yeah, but I do like the sound of the Audi. So I'm a bit mixed on these two cars because I have driven a lot of Lexus inside endurance races, but when I'd have snatched some couple of podiums with it. But Audi is still, you know, that you can hear that engine, that V10. It's quite good.
As for myself, so far in this championship, I'm quite unfortunate being a diehard Corvette fan. No one is utilizing that beautiful C8 so far.
Nobody wants to drive the American car, I guess.
Oh, there was one guy driving the Mustang in this race. It was
Oh yes,
Romero who unfortunately retired.
it was driving the Porsche that got disqualified. It's very interesting
Yeah, but
that you pick a Porsche as a rookie because it's very hard to drive that car. It's rear engined, rear wheel drive. Yeah, it's very good on acceleration, but it's piece of cake to drive it. It's very oversteering. You have to know what you're doing with that car, and to be fast with it, you have to sand it every corner. That takes some learning to do, especially with that car.
yeah, but overall, it's very nice to see that the drivers are picking from such a wide variety of GT3 cars. So it's not like we only see one or two makes dominating the entire field. I always love a little variety. What I see on the track.
What's great with HCF modes that these cars are very BOP'd. You can basically pick any car and it's gonna be very similar pace with each other. It's just the difference how you drive it. So you pick a car to your driving preferences. Do you like it to be front wheel heavy, rear wheel heavy, and stuff like that? How you feel, how you want the car to feel. But the horsepowers and stuff like that. And with everybody, with every car, you can do a quite good lap inside these cars. It's just up to you how you drive it.
The Cambo in P2 in GT3 have reached. Ooh, Sandersky almost making a strike as he would only bowling club, but the two Hondas are fighting it out for the GT3 lead, just a bit over 15 minutes before the race ends. As far as I remember, last time we mentioned Cambo was when he exited the pits and had like a 7-second gap behind Sandreski, so he did a very good job by catching the Polish driver, and seemingly he won't wait too much until trying for an overtake for P1.
What happened to Silveria? He got disconnected. Wonder what happened to him. Ryan is disconnected too with GT3 car.
Oh no, you're right. Oh, the curse of the Cupra.
Oh no. Okay. That I didn't like. I had the Cupra is my favorite car, so I couldn't decide that Silveria had to go.
Oh, what a shame. He was holding on to P2. So he wasn't having a bad race so far.
I wonder what happened to him. Did he got any technical? Just got disconnected from the server. Well, there's now, at least in TCRS now, everybody gets a podium to finish it. Just need to
Absolutely,
finish the race.
always look on the bright side of life. Just look at the gap Malakauskas has built ahead of you. These guys were just a few, like 10 minutes ago, they were fighting for the lead, and now there's 10 seconds between them, with Malakauskas setting the best lap overall. It's actually quite interesting to see Lenarczyk almost matching Malakauskas' lap time, but still he cannot get quite close enough for Ewan in P2.
You see in the last two laps battle for P2, maybe?
Well, I'd certainly love to see that. If I recall correctly, in the last race in Daytona, oh wait, maybe we won't see an overtake just yet in GT3. I actually remember seeing maybe a last lap battle for LMP2. Might have been Ewan overtaking Santa Nicola, or Santa Nicola getting P3 maybe.
Still battling out for P5.
Yeah,
Nobody's giving up.
these guys, and that's what I was going to say. These guys are not giving up, and we'd love to see that.
Trying to take almost like taking out each other every corner they can. Going side by side, doing some flashing just to pass. Just trying to pass. The Audi is quite trying to get away from the Mercedes. He's managing to do it, but it's not that big of a gap to not fight for position still. But would you see that, oh, okay, I will not be able to catch this guy, I will just take it slower, not overpush myself, and just finish this race. But
These guys are giving it all.
Yeah, they're still giving it all. I mean, right now, if I would be a Mercedes, I would go for a pit stop and try to go back again and push it. And there's only 1 minute left until the pit stop timer is ending. I wonder if everybody has done their pit stop. Because if you did not do that, you get disqualified. So you may see that at the end of the race.
Well, I mean, I will be highly surprised if any of the drivers would have that huge of an overlook.
So we only have battle for P5. These are quite far ahead from each other. And Pran is in P3, Oliar P2, Adam Kazan in P1.
Yeah, they are almost like some sort of 3-point compass on the track map. Just absolutely, the TCR field absolutely stretched out as much as it could.
See, GT3 cars catching up to TCR.
We're having a lot of DNFs today, by the way. Out of 23 drivers, 7 drivers are already out of the race. Could be attributed to just hoarding up too many penalties, because 4 of them got at least one stop and go penalty.
Well, some of these penalties comes down to experience racing in here. Like not speeding inside the pit lane and not being careful in there. You can see a lot of people a
Well, we
lot
are.
of people were disqualified for speeding inside.
That's right. That's
Pit lane.
Well, we are watching this marvelous battle in GT3. Let's not skip the fact that Lenartic is now only 7 seconds behind Ewan. So your dreams for the Beetle battle in LMP might actually become true. I mean, that the gap seems kind of stable. Oh, look at me. Just as I said that, Lenartic immediately worked down an entire second. As far as I can see, there's a GT3 behind Ian, so that might have had anything to do with P2 and P2 slowing down a bit. But Lenartic is approaching steadily, not that slowly though.
You can see it 6 minutes left until the end of the race.
In the previous 2 laps, Yuan has lost 10 seconds to an Arctic. But so far it looks like the Austrian driver have, if not having troubles with traffic, he had been able to keep an Arctic behind him well enough. So I think with 6 minutes left from the race, it's just to a certain degree it's sort of just down to how lucky you are with the traffic. As the battle for P5 in GT3 heats up yet again, Yakimchik trying to get the edge on Fry. If you wanted me to bet which of these drivers will finish in 5th position at the end of the race, I couldn't do it. I would have no clue.
You can see one lap, one is leading, getting to the 5th place. Another lap, it's the other guy. They're basically battling out, and
yeah, the pace difference is like going back and forth through the entire race. It's quite amazing that these guys are seemingly they are very close in terms of skill.
If somebody pulled out the statistics, you would see a roller coaster for these 2 people. How many times they have changed the positions? Because they're going back and forth, back and forth.
Malakauskas is having fun in the LMP2 lead, setting yet another fastest lap. He has got himself together very well, building a 25-second gap ahead of Hyun. Very confident lead by the qualifying winner.
Have a LMP car to shake some things up. For these 2 guys battling out. They're very close to the
Also,
BMW.
that BMW is not fighting him. Yeah, it's a blue flagged car and let them go nicely enough.
We have a Honda behind.
Yeah, that Honda also is not in competition with Fry and Yakimchik.
Lap down. Okay.
It's also very interesting to see cars being lapped not just in one classes but within classes as well. It's an incredible pace difference between drivers of one class. Ooh, the Mercedes driver is attacking very hard, but that Honda, well, he's just messing with them right now.
Mercedes are quite falling back from the Audi. Yes, we have a TCR in front. He's just standing inside, almost making a contact. And TCR is shouting up on the outside of the... We have 4 cars racing each other. One is blue flagged and another is TCR class, so... It's quite interesting to see.
Well, I mean, let's not forget the fact that the Honda we just saw was the class leader, so it was also in the spectator drivers' best interest to let him go as fast as they can.
Congo is already overtaking the other GT3 cars.
Just 2 minutes to go, by the way. Well, Lenartic has a 5-second gap behind P2. I don't know if that's possible. By just pure force, maybe not that much. Lenartic has to be very lucky to catch Hyun in P2.
something has to happen to Ecombo to shake things up in GT3 class, as he has run away quite a lot. 22 seconds to P1 and 21 seconds to P2. So the podium is quite set already. The gaps are way too big to change something. I mean, always a track penalty could change everything. If you get 2 cut warnings and you get a drive-through, it could change a lot of things inside the podium.
Yeah, and all it takes is just a bad moment when you're trying to lap someone or trying someone let go to go off track. It doesn't even need to be strictly your own mistake.
Just you can just send it way too hard and you get a track warning and that's it. Well, it takes a millisecond of distraction and you're off tracking.
So
Because
it's
they're going so
20
fast.
seconds left from the race, and I'm not sure if Will Malakauskas crossed the finish line before the timer goes out, or just barely not, so we will have 4 laps of racing. Well, with 5 seconds left, Malakauskas starts the last lap of the race in LMP2 with a very confident lead.
We already have a white flag up for everybody else that the leader is doing the last lap of the race. You can see Juan is 46 seconds from Malakauskas. I wonder if Malakauskas has done the pit stop or not. Have that big of
Yeah, on the little insert we can see Yakimchik going for an overtake against Fry, but couldn't quite get it. The other driver defended it very well.
We still have a battle over here for that 5th place.
Well, as they are approaching the finish line, it's all or nothing for Mia Kimchik in the Mercedes.
Will he do some quite interesting move and just send it on the inside and brake very late and just send it? Or he's just gonna stay back and hope for the Audi to make a mistake to take advantage of that. There's only a couple of corners left that can hope that Audi does a mistake. Because Audi should have a lot of pressure down his back. There's only 2 corners left.
So Malakauskas takes the win pretty confidently in LMP2.
We have people finishing up their race.
Just one fast right-hander and a chicane to go for Yakimchik to try to snatch that P5. Fry will need to commit a grave mistake to not get that dear position. And what an amazing battle these guys have put up for us for P5 and GT3.
Yes, they did. Quite interesting was to see. And Audi takes the 5th place. anybody else finishes. You can see the race results a bit better. Last two, three cars left on the grid. Only two, number 8 and number 4.
No, everyone has gone into the finish line. So we shall take a look at how the race results boil down in Silverstone. So in TCR, Kasuni yet again with a very confident win, just as back in Daytona. More than a minute of lead ahead of Olehar in P2. And Bertus Pranis finishing in P3, the three Hyundais finishing this race only as Miguel Silverio, although being in a podium spot all through the entire race, had to retire, unfortunately. So in GT3, Cambo takes the win. Far as I can recall, he was in fact the first in qualifying as well. Behind him, Sendersky and Skriapis, followed by Marcek. So the top three runners from the first race couldn't quite find a grasp on Cambo, who first raced in this championship now. And let's not forget about Fry and Yakimchik in P5 and P6. We might have saw the best display of a back and forth battle of them in this race. So, in my opinion, they are what I would call like a, I don't know, fan favorite. If these guys weren't battling for a podium position, but still they give it all. They didn't give up and gave us a great show in GT3. And last but not least, in LMP2, Gustas Malakauskas with a pretty confident win. Some fighting with Johannes Ewan in P2, but overall, the Lithuanian driver took a confident win in the top class, with Lenarczyk, the winner of the first round, finishing P3, and Nogowski, again, despite being quite a strong driver, couldn't quite manage to get a podium position, as well as Kolar, who was in a pretty good spot at the in the first half of the race, but the other drivers just got the better of him. But I mean, still, P5. That's absolutely an honorable position to finish in. So, what are your insights, Thomas? Before, until we get the championship standings, what are your insights from the race we just saw?
It was quite interesting. I was expecting a lot more fighting in LMP2 class for the win of the race, but I saw Malakauskas just 30 minutes left until the 20 minutes left until the end of the race. Just kept running from P2 and took the win. And I hoped Lenarski would have got up to P2, as I saw that he was around 1 second faster than Juan, but he was only a couple of seconds behind Juan, so he only needed 3 or 4 more laps to take P2.
Yeah, it does definitely remain as a big what if.
So if the race was a bit longer, maybe Lenarsic would have gotten the P2. Right now he's only P3, and it's gonna be with Gustas. It's gonna be a bit of mixed cars for the whole championship standing.
Yeah, as the standings are in. First, let's take a look at the TCR standings. Not surprisingly, with 2 wins, Cassini has extended his lead with 56 points, and Olahar, who yet again scored a second position with a pretty confident drive still, I would say. And well, Pran is also finishing in third position, just like in Daytona. We basically repeated the Daytona top three for the TCR drivers. If we move on to GT3, now we did see some changes here. Skriapis is holding P1 right now. Couldn't quite get that close to the first position during the race, but still managed to get a P3, which was definitely enough for him to still retain his first position in the championship against Marsek and Sendersky, who have only 4 points between them, the two Polish drivers. It will be very interesting to see them fight it out in the remaining 6 rounds of the championship. And Andy Cambo, who just joined our championship for the second round, already in the fourth position, not that much, not that far behind the leading trio in GT3. So if he keeps showing up, he will be definitely someone who will have a saying in how the top three in the championship will stand. And in LMP2, Kamil and Arctic has been calculated as a 1-point lead ahead of Johannes Huyen, who could get the edge over the Polish driver in this race. It was good for him that he built that gap, because as you said, Thomas, just a few more laps. At least it looked like just a few more laps, and Lenartic would have made Ewan's time and race much more harder. But well, and this only stays a what if, as the Austrian driver was able to finish ahead of Lenartic, meaning that he closed the difference between them in the championship. And also, like Combo in GT3, Malakauskas, with his first appearance, already standing in a podium position regarding championship. Well, based on his performance today, both Lenartic and Huan will have a very tough job if they want to keep this guy behind them in his standings, because even though the guy missed one race, the championship is still very much open. We have 6 rounds left. There's literally nothing is decided here yet. So moving on to what will we have next. Our next round, we will move yet again outside of Europe, visiting, well, I wouldn't say a third continent, because I suppose North and South America do count as one continent. Well, I won't put the geography knowledge of mine onto the test now. But what matters is that for the next round, we are going to Brazil, to Interlagos 2 weeks later. What do you think, Thomas, what we will see at that track?
I haven't raced a lot in there, but it's gonna be quite interesting. There is some quite slow parts in there, especially from turn 6 to turn 11. It's only all of the corners. So we're gonna see a lot of LMP cars battling out with the multiclass.
Oh yeah, I definitely seen some
Other
very
cars.
very close cars, very close calls. Sorry, on those parts of the track. And also, let's not forget about the enormous home straight, which is led by the long full throttle left-hander. We will definitely see some sends into turn one, I reckon.
It's gonna be very interesting track to see and wait to see everybody else battle on it. I'm really looking up for that race and see how everything plans out. As we saw from today's race, it was very close, very intense, and a lot of people are battling out on the track. Let's see what Interlagos will bring us to the table.
That's absolutely right. So, this was all, folks, for the second round of the International Multiclass Series. We will next time meet you on the 25th of February, as always, 8 p.m. Central European Time. And if you want to be part of the action, do not hesitate to join the championship on WorldSimSeries.com. If you think you could top the guys who you could see on screen now, you're absolutely welcome to try. You can find the World Sim Series link to the championship in the description. Because, well, let's be honest, the more cars, the more fun it is. As we could see today, it's real multi-class madness what we bring from every 2 week to 2 week to these tracks. So it's lovely to see to have so many people with such different skill sets in such different cars just thrown into one racetrack and see what they can cook in just a span of 1 hour. So the only thing left now is me to thank everyone for racing, and of course congratulations to all of our racers, and thanks for everyone who also watched the stream behind your screens, and we expect to see you 2 weeks later next time in Interlagos.